Hello everyone, my name is Shijiawei. Today I want to talking about my individual developing plan portfolio, which also known as IDPP. Now let's go to the introduce part. First, I need to introduce my goal, which is becoming a supply chain management manager in an international technology company. This goal comes from my personal experience. When I was an undergraduate student, my major is finance. At that time, I got an internship chance in bank. But after several months, I felt that work was very boring. It wasn't the life I want. So I started to reconsider my future. I found I always have interested in electronic industry. So I decided to be a supply chain manager go to in this field because I know so many big technology companies have their hardware department. I could working for their hardware department. For achieving these goals, I need to do a very good self-assessment, which could help me to know my strength and weakness. I also take interview with several professors. They could tell me the necessary knowledge for me in this industry. I think this is very beneficial for me. Now let's go to the self-assessment part. In self-assessment part, I use SWOT analysis method, which includes strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. It could help me to know myself, situation, and the outside world. It's very good. Now I want to talking about my strength. First, I have strong analysis research skill. When I read some data analysis, I also could find the most important part of the data. I could earn the valuable information from those parts, which is very great for my concern. For example, when I was an undergraduate student, I do some projects with my friends in some competition about corrective. I use the data analysis, find the better strategy for our team's project, which help us to earn some great rank in that competition. Second, I want to introduce my leadership qualities. When I was an undergraduate student, I received some leadership class from some American professor, which gave me a lot of great experience in the leadership. I could be a good leader in the teamwork. At that time, I really be a good leader in our class project. We do some research about our city's primary education, which I do it very well, and in some time I also could be a very good follower. That means I really know a lot about the leadership. Finally, I want to talking about the technology and the computer applications. I know a lot of them because I read many business and science journal about those big companies' products. I think I know a lot about this field, which also is me advice. Now I try to talking about my weakness. Sadly, the first of my weakness is my English writing ability is very poor. Sometimes I could make some simple mistake. I think this will hurt my working ability when my boss read my paper or essay. It's very horrible. I need to change that. And I am second is I also have very poor interpersonal skill. It means sometimes I'm very shy and hard to be friends with some person. So maybe it is bad for me to get along with the suppliers. It means sometimes it is hard for me to get some valuable information and chance to get a great deal. That also is something I need to change. Now I want to introduce the opportunity and certain about this field. The opportunity is with the economic development in the US, I think I have a chance to get a great job because the demand of new employees always also still keep increasing. I think I maybe could get a job after I graduate, but I also face some theater. The theater is President Trump maybe change the visa policy as soon as possible. So, and the trade war between China and the American also may hurt my ability to get a job because risk is still exists and keep rising. Now I want to introduce the interview part. I took interview with the professor IK. IK come from Korea and he is a very good professor in the supply chain management field. I also take interview with my friend Wenjali. She is my best friend in undergraduate in college. Now she work as a supply chain manager in the BMW. I also want to introduce my professor Lan Rory. He is a very good professor in the operation management. He could give me a great advice about the management inventory. Now, after take those several interviews, I summarized the context and list all I need the knowledge. Now, I want to introduce the global view. This is one of the most important skills for supply chain management. As we all know, so many technology companies build their supply chain all around the world. For example, they may be their final products in China, but they will buy some parts from Thailand, Korea, and Japanese. These ways make their supply chain stable and decrease the risky they could face. So as a supply chain manager, the global will is very important because they need to understand each location, each area's advantage and disadvantage. They need to find the best way to build their supply chain. Like Troy says, a global supply chain is necessary for today's big company. Second, I want to introduce the leadership. As a supply chain manager, people always need to handle with a supplier. According to Professor Troy, he said managers also need to use some leadership skill to suppliers, give them some discount and give them enthusiastic plan. Those of them are very necessary in the leadership about leadership. If supply chain manager could fix or through the conflicts between the company and the supplier, it will earn more benefits for the company. Like Apple, if Apple could fix its relationship with Qualcomm, it will be a huge advance for the new products. Third, I want to introduce the data analysis. According to Professor Ake, he told me the most important thing for supply chain manager is to create the maximum profit for their company. Therefore, supply chain managers need to find a way to get the maximum profit. One method is by using data analysis. They need to compare different factories. They need to compare the different management method. They also need to compare different areas transport speed. So after a serious data analysis, they could find a way to improve their supply chain and create a maximum profit for their companies. Finally, it's responsibility ethic. As we all know, supply chain always cause some negative impact for the local person. Maybe it's the factory's working placement. Maybe it's environment protein. Sometimes supply chain manager need to have strong ethic to fix those problems. This way not only just too good for the society, but also could avoid risky for the company. For example, so many clothes companies force their supplier, which exists in Eastern South Asia, to improve their factory environment to offer better better factory working condition for their workers. This about human rights and build better things for their society. It could be very popular for the customers in the developing world. Now I want to make a conclusion. From from those several parts, I know my strength is data analysis, leadership, but I also have a very obvious weakness, like poor English writing ability, and my uh, interpersonal social skill. I know I need to learn something about global well data analysis, aesthetic, and the leadership knowledge. So I think two of them I already have great experience. So maybe I need to pay more attention in other parts. I hope I could learn more in this through. Finally, I could achieve my goal. Now, now they are my resource I found about this field. I hope they also could help you to understand this industry better. Thanks.